This was me. ABC poker. Getting shoved around. Weak. Boring. Predictable. Then I stopped waiting for cards and I started fighting. It was dangerous and profitable. Now this is your saga. I learned to fight. Now I'll teach you. Ben Riggs. I'm going to teach you how to steal pots. Let's get right to work. 10-8 suited on the button. Steals the blinds. Ace-9 suited in early position. We get 3-bet by an unknown villain. He's got a very deep stack and he hasn't entered the pot in the last 5 hands. So, easy fold. King-8 suited in the big blind. Folds around to an unknown villain who limps. I raise. Villain is wide. We have equity. Villain checks. I c-bet. Villain folds. Easy game. Ace-6 in the small blind. This is the same villain that just 3-bet me earlier. I try to steal the blinds. Villain folds. Queen-Jack and cutoff. Steals the blinds. No one wants to play. Jack-10 suited in mid position. Small blind calls, big blind calls. Do you think this is a good flop to c-bet? Pretty good. 6-7 is a little bit connected and we have 2 clubs and 3-way, but still with ace-high flop, I like to c-bet here. Villain 3 probes with a smallish bet out of position. Considering I'm raising from an early position, there's a lot of aces in my range. Even though I lack equity, I like the idea of trying to take villain off their hand here. We have position, we have a strong range. If I run into a set, it happens. So I raise. I don't plan on going all in if villain comes over the top, but I do plan on barreling and shoving all in on the river if villain flat calls and then checks. Not a tremendously profitable spot, I don't think, but I believe our strong range and the ace on the flop is enough to take him off the hand. Hopefully enough of the time. It's okay. Happy to take that pot though. King-Jack suited from mid position. We raise, button comes along, villain 3 calls. Villain 3 is the same player from the previous hand who led into me the last time I was the pre-flop raiser. Perhaps this is a different table. This kind of puts me in a tough spot. I'm not sure I want to stack off here with King-Jack. Regardless, 2 big blinds is not enough of a bet. My goal is to deny any of villain's equity. For example, a flush draw, a 2-pair draw, etc. So I'm going to bump it up. I'm not committing my whole stack at this point. Villain calls. Normally, I'm thrilled to see ace on the turn because it's a card I love to barrel. But here we have a player representing some sort of hand. Good thing we have position. Let's see what villain does. Villain bets. Okay. I'll call. Villain checks. What do we do here? Do we bet for value? I don't think so. When villain checks, I think villain has a hand that he wants to take to showdown. Since I do also, I'm going to check behind. I'm thinking about my other options here, like betting half the pot, 2/3 the pot, double the pot, or shoving, and I still think checking is the best play. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, great minds think alike. 10-10 on the button. We raise to isolate a weak passive player, villain 6. Villain 3 raises. Villain 3 is been very active pre-flop over 67 hands. They're playing 34-28 and their 3-bet stat is 19%. They could either be running good or they're a little bit out of line. Could be either one, I don't know. But looking at those stats, I'm willing to chance it. 10-10 is strong enough for me to 4-bet for value. With 10-10, I can't see backing down to a lag like this. He shoves, I call. We run good. He flips over a hand. When I analyze the hand intellectually and not being results oriented, I think I played it just fine. I think the villain did too. King Jack and small blind. A tag. 778 hands, running 17, 13, raises from the button. We 3-bet. Villain folds. Queen Jack offsuit in the cutoff. We raise this same weak passive player. A very tight button calls. Villain calls. Ace high flop. Connected. What do? Got a c-bet. Ace high flop, even 3-way. Takes a pot. Ace jack in the small blind. Villain 2. This is the same villain who 3-bet me with ace king and got it all in, and we had 10-10. Now he's min-raising from mid position. The button, who's a weak passive player, flat calls. It's important to note here that I'm sort of deep stacked with Villain 2. And I 3-bet. Villain 2 calls, Villain 6 folds. We flop good. This brings up another difficult situation. Do you stack off here? Ace 10 beats us. Ace queen beats us. Ace king probably would have 4-bet. I think the answer is yes, we stack off. We're not going to let villain push us around. We're not that deep. We 3-bet, we hit our hand, we have a reasonable stack to pot ratio. Let's play. So I c-bet, villain folds. 8-8 on the button. Pretty active table, another lag, raises from mid position. I could see flat calling here because villain 13 is very wide. Although villain 4 is a very aggressive player. Aggression frequency 67. I don't want to start guessing when I miss the flop. And I'm certainly not going to call just to hope to hit a set. So I think my best option here is to 3-bet. And I do. Nice and big. Villain 4 bets. Even bigger. It's almost a restrictive sizing. A size that doesn't want to call. A lot of times this is ace king. But I feel like that's probably towards the bottom of his range. Unless he's throwing in some bluffs. Regardless, it's going to be a successful bluff because I don't have enough of a read about this player to shove with 8-8, so I fold. What hand do you continue with there? Do you shove with jacks? Queens? Tens? I say jacks, maybe tens. King jack suited in the big blind, 3-way. One of our favorite villains here raises from the button. I 3-bet, villain calls. We flop a very strong hand with an open-ended straight draw and an overcard. We're not deep in this situation, and I'm totally okay with going all in. Rather than c-bet and get a fold, I think my best option here is to check raise. One of the reasons I like a check raise is because villain's aggression frequency is 67%, very aggressive. If I check, I feel like villain will almost certainly stab. Villain might also bet for protection with pocket 8s or pocket 9s, and then have to fold to my check raise. So I like it. I think it's smart. Villain doesn't cooperate. Villain checks. So much for being smart. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. I believe the turn increases our equity greatly, and I'm okay with getting stacks in here. If I run into king 10 or something like that, oh well. So I bet. Villain folds. Jack 10 offsuit and the cutoff. A so far very active player from the big blind, 3-bets. After 7 hands, they're playing 43, 29, and their aggression frequency 100%. But it's only 7 hands, and there's not much I can do with Jack 10 offsuit, so I'm going to fold. What's 2.5 big blinds? I like to fight for pots when I have the advantage. I'm certainly not going to 4-bet here with Jack 10, with no blockers, and put a bunch of money in the pot just to fold later. Same goes with flat calling. Easy fold. Ace 3 in the cutoff steals the blinds. That's what I have for you today. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. Come train with me. Subscribe. We're not going to feed you to the sharks. We're going to make you a shark. I'll see you in the dojo.